Hey everyone, Jack here, TalkNorwichCity. Hope you're all doing very well indeed. It's January the 7th, which means FA Cup third round weekend is just round the corner. I'm heading to Charlton. I cannot wait. It's my first away game of the season. There's something quite special about FA Cup third round weekend. You often get to go to grounds you haven't maybe been to before or don't get to go to very often. Going up against teams that you're not playing to regularly. Charlton for Norwich this weekend. I love the Valley. It's a brilliant ground. Good away day. Hopefully Norwich City can find a way to get past League One opposition. I'm sure we'll... doubt it's going to be easy, but we'll hopefully get through. Not here to talk about that today, though. As I said, it's of course January. That means one thing. January transfer window. Lots of rumours with players coming in and going out. I can't see it being an overly busy transfer window for Norwich City. I don't think... I think Stuart Webber's made it quite clear that if we're buying, we probably need to sell. And in terms of source of funds, we're looking towards one player, and that's Todd Cantwell. Now, there's been a lot of talk surrounding Todd Cantwell all season due to his exclusion from the side under Daniel Farke and not really hitting the ground running under Dean Smith. And it's a shame because I think we were all expecting big things from Todd Cantwell this season, and he would have been expecting big things as well. He did very well in the Premier League the last time we were here. One of the standout players, goals, assists, goals against big teams, which kind of gets your name out there. He scored against Man City, scored against Arsenal, scored against Chelsea, and neutrals and other Premier League fans, when you're scoring against bigger teams, you remember the name, and Todd's a very memorable player with the hair and the flicks and the tricks. So that brings a certain element of expectation. Goes down to the Championship, does well again. I wouldn't say it was a standout season, but it was very solid. Goals, assists, orchestrating games. It looked like he was maturing really well. And then you're expecting him to kick on in the Premier League, and it's just not really happened, has it? I mean, I don't know the ins and outs. I'm sure we will find out when the dust settles somewhat. It was evident that him and Daniel maybe didn't get on so well, and that meant he wasn't playing football. I think Dean Smith really likes Todd Cantwell. I think he can see the talent there. I'm pretty sure Dean Smith was keen on Todd Cantwell when Smith was at Villa and would have liked to have brought him in there. Cast your mind back to Southampton at home when we won. Todd had been left out of the side for quite some time under Daniel Farke, and it was evident that Todd wasn't fit but still got a starting place under Dean Smith, and that felt like a real statement of intent. And even from that point on, he's played a couple of times but hasn't really kicked on. Now the rumours are that Newcastle are interested in Todd. This is a report from Sky Sports. I think they've taken it from the initial reports from the Telegraph. It was usually pretty solid on transfer rumours. And they're saying that it's going to take a bid of £15 to £20 million for Todd Cantwell. Now, just because Newcastle are interested doesn't really mean that that's a firm kind of offer. And the price tag may put Newcastle off. It's clear that they've got money. They've already signed Kieran Trippier. And they will want to survive this season. Now, do they deem Todd Cantwell a player that will help them in doing that? Possibly. 15 to 20 million quid seems a fair sum of money, considering this is a player who hasn't scored nor assisted in the Premier League this season. Of course, Todd only has 1 year left on his it comes up. His contract comes up in the end of this season in the summer. Norwich do have the option to extend it, so you're looking at another year and a half of contract on Todd Cantwell. And like I said at the start of the video, if Norwich City want to go and sign players, they're probably going to have to sell one of the bigger names, and Todd is one of them. He's one of the more valuable assets. He's young, he's English, he's done it in the Premier League before. It's just frustrating he hasn't done it for us this season. Now, it's difficult, isn't it? Because we know that the talent is there with Todd, but if he hasn't proven it recently, it's difficult to judge. From what I know, Todd is a very mature, intelligent young man, and there's clearly an abundance of footballing talent there. He strikes me as a man who probably needs an arm put around him now and again just to encourage him, and don't we all? I just really want it to work at Todd, but if we're being brutally honest, we probably need strengthening in other areas. It feels as if we've probably got the numbers in the kind of attacking midfield wingers position. Granted, a lot of them players are injured at the moment, and also granted, they haven't necessarily torn up trees this season, but we're populated in that area. Areas where we're not populated in or have the talent are kind of their midfield roles, and it doesn't help that Matthias Norman is probably going to be out for a large portion of this season. So, look, Newcastle sounds right. They've got money. They need to do something in the Premier League. They don't want to be playing Championship football next season with the kind of new setup that they've got up there. And I think Todd is still a Premier League footballer. I think he's good enough for the Premier League. He hasn't shown it this season. He needs to improve if he wants to cement his starting place in a Premier League side. But I just think maybe he needs a bit of a freshen up, and sadly it doesn't feel at the moment like that's going to happen at Norwich City, despite everyone wanting it to happen. So Newcastle, Todd Cantwell kind of feels right. Whether it will happen, I'm not sure. I suspect if there were to be a £15 million bid slapped on the table, it would be very hard for Stuart Webber to turn that kind of money down. Time will tell. What do you think about Todd? Would you like to see him stay at Norwich City, or do you think the time is right for him to move on? Personally, I'd love to see him stay. I'd love to see him make it work. But if that kind of money is bounded about, then it's going to be very difficult to refuse. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all again very soon. Looking forward to Charlton at the weekend. I'm sure I'll see a few of you there. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.